What shrinks hemorrhoids fast? What's up? My name is Ian Gutowski. I am the founder of Hem Healer, and it's an all-natural capsule you take, gets rid of hemorrhoids. But that's not why you're here. We're going to talk about what gets rid of hemorrhoids fast. First of all, we need to understand that hemorrhoids are just inflamed blood vessels, all right? So there's something in your body causing the inflammation. A lot of the times, especially nowadays, where actually hemorrhoids are starting to become more and more of a problem because a lot of people are working from home and we're sitting a lot more on our butts. Even my job, I sit more than I ever have. I have a little alarm on my phone that lets me know, hey, get up and just move around. And I'll go take a quick walk around and get my blood flowing again before I go and sit back down and put pressure back on that spot. Another thing is diet. We really have to watch our diet now. Processed foods and sugars can really cause a lot of inflammation in our body. I know myself, I try to cook more for myself these days. I know it's not the easiest thing, but my whole secret to that is I try to find like 2 or 3 meals that I can eat a lot all the time, and then I just pre-cook for the beginning of the day so that I have the food that I need for the rest of the day. When it comes to sugars, I think that's one of our biggest is sweet tooth, right? Like I'm ice cream and a chocolate freak. So I'll try to like, not just cut back, but I'll go to like the Halo, if anybody knows Halo ice cream, it's a low calorie, high protein ice cream that tastes really, really good. And then you can eat a whole pint of it and it's only like 400 calories, something like 380 calories. Instead of eating 1,200 calories with, 78 grams of sugar in it, which is just going to set your body crazy. Same thing with chocolate bars, stuff like that. You can find really good alternatives at a GNC. If you go in and just talk to some people or, on YouTube, float around and just find the stuff that works really, really good. You can understand these are still kind of processed foods. There are more whole food type protein bars and things like that on the marketplace that are really good alternatives that I really suggest looking into. Also stress. So stress is becoming a bigger and bigger factor in everybody's life. So it's, I know for myself, even when I started this company where I started getting really, really stressed out, where I'm like, look, I don't want this company if I'm dealing with heart palpitations all the time, I'm dealing with, I can't sleep at night. If I can't handle the pressure of this, then I shouldn't have the company. So I really tooled in with how to deal with my stress a lot better, right? Which meant, I know at least for me, how much I'm ingesting of things like YouTube and social media. How many times am I getting outside enough? Am I exercising enough? Am I around the people that I need to be around that are really positive in my life, and cutting out the people that are negative and cause a little bit of stress? We all have those people. We have to set stronger boundaries. But these little tiny things really, really help. Now, that's not all I want to talk about, but we're talking about inflammation, and we have to talk about cutting out the things that are causing the inflammation if we want to get rid of these quickly, right? If we want to get rid of hemorrhoids fast. So that's step 1. Step 2 is having the things in place that will help alleviate the inflammation. So, I don't get paid by any of these. The only thing is just my own company, but I don't trash anybody's company or anything like that. I don't think that's any proper way to do business. And I think there's a lot of great products out there for hemorrhoids that people don't understand how they work. We're embarrassed by them. So we're like, oh, I'm going to grab Preparation H and that's going to clear up my hemorrhoids. Well, a lot of times Preparation H is just there to kind of numb the area. A lot of them have like lidocaine. So it's just a numbing agent. And it just kind of numbs the area up so that you feel, you don't feel as much pain until they go away on their own. But for a lot of people, that's not the case. They don't go away on their own, right? But doesn't mean it's not a good product and it doesn't help. So a lot of times if you're dealing with pain or bleeding, like after a bowel movement is where you're going to feel it the most. So tuck pads, if you're not feeling with a tuck pad, they're sold at any chain. A lot of grocery stores carry them too. They're just little cylinder wipes, and they have it's witch hazel is what's in there, is what it's called. And it's a plant that's grown here. It's like a brush that's grown here in the United States. And witch hazel does a really, really good job as a topical. Some companies use them as an edible, like there's something you can take orally, but the CDC lists it as a poison. So you have to kind of watch because this stuff's not regulated, right? So you have to watch what you're putting in your system. But the witch hazel pads on that and wiping after a bowel movement is especially if you're doing a lot of throbbing. And some people, that pain can be an hour, 2 hours long. It can really mess up your day. Look, it messes up your life, right? So having that there afterwards is really nice. Keeps your area clean. And then you can put a little Preparation H on, which has the lidocaine, which can numb the area a little bit, And then there is supplementation, like my product here, which not only has a lot of powerful anti-inflammatories in it, but it also helps rebuild the collagen inside of the veins. So a lot of the properties that are in here are actually used for varicose veins, right? So what's happening too, if you're chronic with hemorrhoids, like I was, my dealings with them too have a lot to do with also my height. I'm very, very tall. So tall people get them a lot. And when you get them on and off, it just really weakens the veins, right? So then it's just impossible to get rid of until you have something that can strengthen up the vein, which is what this does. So these are all the things, there's also things like sitz baths, which is, kind of just dip your bum in some warm water with some sitz stuff, which you get once again at any pharmacy. There's all these little things, but really what it's about is, so finding out what's causing the inflammation in your body. Just sit down and being like, what do I do day in and day out that could be causing some inflammation? Okay, that's going to be step one, and then cutting those back. Step two is that if you're seeing a lot of the pain and everything else, is getting a Preparation H or a cream. There's a lot of aftermarket creams as well. Do the same thing. Tux pads right after bowel movement, which will keep the inflammation down and keep all. And then a good supplementation of things that also have anti-inflammatories and will build the veins. So those are all things that will take care of it quickly. If you've been suffering them for decades, there is no few day fix or 1 week fix. It's going to take some time. Okay, and you got to give yourself some time to get over it. If you're dealing with this for the first time or the second time, this is something you can get ahead of and stay ahead of, okay? I'm not a doctor, anything like that. I'm a guy that's just studied this stuff to no end. I know way too much about buttholes. And my job is to, knowing that how embarrassed people are by this and everything like that, and me just having a background of talking in front of people, large groups of people, I was like, you know what, I'll take the hit. So I hope this helped. If it does, leave a comment, hit a like, or subscribe. Just do one of those three things for me, and that really helps get the information out. Like I said, this is embarrassing for people, so just doing one of those three things really, really helps me out. I hope this meant something to you, and we'll catch you on the next one.